listening to my friend Gary Anderson on My Dreams Talk Radio, the best in paranormal radio.
Well, I try to be, John. I try to be. Well, here it is, Thursday. The week is going by fast. One more day of UFOs. Dina Rae is on our show tonight. And hey, how you doing, kid?
Thanks for having me on.
Well, how's the weather where you're at?
I'm in Texas, and today it was absolutely gorgeous. It was sunny, about 70 degrees. I played some tennis. Great day.
Oh, wow. That's better than 40 degrees here. But, of course, then there's other parts of the country where they're getting snow already.
Yeah.
Well, we got like one more day after today talking about UFOs. It's been all month long about UFOs, aliens, conspiracies, all that stuff. And what do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, I'm a fan of the alien and a fan of ancient alien conspiracy. I wrote my last two books. The bestseller and the sequel are about aliens and their links to world domination and, of course, the Nazi Party. So I did a lot of research with that, and I'd love to share it. They, of course, have greatly influenced Germany, but I think some people who believe in aliens might even say they influenced our country, and the United States has easily become the Fourth Reich in a lot of ways, especially in weaponry.
Well, I wouldn't doubt that one.
I think that even though we've gotten a lot of brilliant people in America after World War II, there was this thing called Operation Paperclip, and this part is indisputed fact, and we somehow got a hold of a list. Again, there's a lot of conspiracies how we got this list. So a lot of people think that we cut deals with top Nazis and said, hey, you tell us who your best and your brightest are, and we'll go let you live in South America and leave you alone. And that's what I believe. There are different theories to that. But anyway, we got a hold of this list, and we got their best and brightest scientists. Werner von Braun is probably the most famous. And in a very short amount of time, the Nazis who had the best weapons and the best aircraft, well, now the United States had the best weapons and the best aircraft, and the Soviets didn't do too bad either after the war. So how did we get to, horse and buggy to, F-16s? Well, a lot of people think that aliens have influenced our technology and have sped things up with us industrializing.
Oh yeah, I think that happened a lot. And speaking about, we brought in a lot of ex-Nazis, the scientists and all that stuff into our country. There's even been talk that we basically even let Hitler go to Argentina. And I was just reading an article here recently, that part of the jawbone and stuff, Russia claimed for years it was Hitler. Well, it turned out it's not a male jawbone, right. It's a female.
Right. And female was between 20 and 40, and Hitler was, in his early 50s?
I would say mid-50s, right around there, yeah.
So the age and the gender weren't even correct.
No, they figured, we wouldn't, really dig into it. But, the thing is, there's been so much reported that, Hitler, lived in an encampment in Argentina, and our government knew. And basically what I've read, according to the article, is that we let him go there, exchange for, a lot of information that we got.
Right. Exactly. And I think Trump even, 6 months ago, released what they call the JFK files. And it even backed up that theory, which is kind of weird because I watch a lot of news, and all of this, hardly any stations, it was like just a little blurb. To me, it would be the story of the century on the cover of every magazine, but it was just a blurb.
Yeah, and you know what? It was more than a blurb the other day that they're going to try a 93, 96-year-old, what it is, for war crimes, because he was a guard in one of the prisons in Czechoslovakia or somewhere during the war, and, they're going to basically, put him in prison for as long as he lives. But yet, when it comes to finding out information on Hitler and some of the, high officials, we've done everything we could with our government to derail it, where people couldn't really, get any information.
Right. I agree. There's something very fishy about the entire war crime thing. And don't even get me started on the Nuremberg trial, because that was a total show and a joke.
Yeah.
They let so many people out of that. It's not even funny. Not to get too off the subject, but the one guy who was running Bayer, who invented the gas that they used for the showers, he got 3 years in prison. And then he got out of prison and he ran Bayer again, which is now Monsanto as well.
Yeah, and doing the same crap to the people, with, all the cancers and all this stuff with modified food. And, basically, I hate to say it, a lot of people don't realize, the farmers, it really messed the farmers, because if they don't buy their, seeds from them, and the bad part is there's farmers that did nothing wrong. They had their own organic seeds, but maybe their neighbor farmer, was running, the modified seeds, and, the spores or whatever kind of blew on their property, and they got nailed for it.
Yeah, cross-pollinization, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. And then if they got caught if they're growing their own, and then they had Monsanto plants on their farm, they could get their farm taken away.
Yeah, that's scary. And, the more they're finding out about the modified foods, with cancers and all this stuff, I mean, I don't know. Somehow I don't like my food modified. But, going back to these scientists and Hitler and all this stuff, and going to Antarctica and all the technology is supposed to have been there with the aliens, UFOs, a military base underground. And Mary Joyce, I don't know if you ever heard her. She runs a website, cashiers.com or spaceship. Skyships, cashiers.com out of North Carolina. And, she had some pictures back a few years ago of Antarctica, where an opening big enough where you could fly a 747 in it. And she found it on Google. And then, a few months later, she went back to look for it. And guess what? You couldn't get to it through Google.
Yeah. Antarctica is a real mystery. Germany's been there a couple times in the beginning of the 19th century, and then of course Hitler had to go there too. They believe that there's a portal in there. There's some kind of portal. Now, whether that portal is a gateway for time travel, or whether that portal is an entryway into hollow earth for hollow earth theory, no one seems to know. Some people believe that there is alien technology in the ice. And, I know that they found alien technology in Afghanistan. If you're wondering why we're always at war in Afghanistan, well, that's why. I think it was 2012, Obama and Angela Merkel and about 10 other world leaders went to some cave in Afghanistan and had to, see what was in a cave. Well, why would a bunch of world leaders want to go inside of a cave? It just doesn't really make any sense. I know Coast to Coast covered that beautifully. Now, you would think that kind of story would have been on every news channel. No, it was really just on paranormal and UFO alien type of talk shows. So why are they hiding all of this from us? There's so many questions. If there's alien technology, if we have benefited from aliens, why is it so secret?
Well, going back to even Roswell, we talked about it a lot during this past month. I think the government, just got caught lie after lie after lie.
Yeah.
And to the point now, the credibility, if they came out and said, hey, look, we did find bodies and wreckage from a UFO in Roswell, and we've been lying to you guys all these years, covering up because maybe we feel that you can't handle it. It'll shake up everybody because then you wouldn't trust the government at all. Not at all. I wouldn't if they came out and, admitted it. I don't know. It seems like for every thing that they kind of been releasing and people keep thinking, hey, this year it's going to happen. The government's going to say there's UFOs. But you know what? It's like a tease. They release a little bit of information, and then as soon as they do it, there's somebody there that debunking it. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. My husband and I went to the Roswell